Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. We have a story that's sending shockwaves through reality TV fandom and stirring up fierce debate online. It involves two of MTV's most notorious challenge alumni, Sarah Rice and Johnny. Bananas, Devenanzio. Recently, Johnny made a headline-grabbing appearance on Netflix's new live dating show, Pop the Balloon. An appearance that, according to Sarah Rice, crossed every line of decency and respect. Tonight, we'll take you behind the scenes of the controversy, explore Sarah's scathing reactions, revisit the history between these two reality titans, and ask the question on everyone's mind. Has Johnny Bananas dug himself an irreversible grave in the world of reality television? When Sarah Rice settled in to watch Pop the Balloon, she certainly didn't expect to relive old rivalries or to hear comments so outlandish they'd send her and half the internet into a fury. But there he was, Johnny Bananas, stepping onto a show built for youthful romance and flirty banter, a show whose contestants could quite literally be his children. Who thought that was a good idea? Sarah demanded on Thursday's episode of the Brain Candy podcast, which she co-hosts with fellow challenge veteran Susie Meister. That simple question resonates far beyond the podcast mic. It speaks to a larger worry that Johnny's judgment has gone far off the rails. According to Sarah, the very premise of casting a 40-something reality star on a bubblegum bright dating series was misguided. Listen, everything he said was terrible, she told listeners. But let's just take the concept of having a middle-aged man coming on a show with people who could literally be your children. In other words, Johnny's presence felt jarring, a family reunion guest at a tween sleepover. But the real trouble began when Johnny allegedly directed racist remarks at a female contestant. The fallout was swift and brutal online, and Sarah believes it should end his reality TV career once and for all. I don't know if they would be smart to cast him on things after what we've seen, she said. He's already dug himself a grave and buried himself. It's not the first time Sarah has publicly clashed with Johnny Bananas. Their feud goes back nearly a decade to 2016's The Challenge, Rivals the Third, where the two were cast as unwilling and teammates in a high-stakes competition. Back then, a bitter twist saw Johnny sweep the entire team's prize pot, claiming every dollar for himself, just months after Sarah had sent him into elimination on Battle of the Exes Insane. In that moment, viewers saw hints of the ruthlessness that Johnny would become infamous for. But the saga didn't end there. Sarah later accused Johnny of taking Adderall without a prescription during that rival season, a charge he neither confirmed nor denied publicly, but that added fuel to a simmering distrust among castmates and fans alike. So when Sarah saw Johnny's antics on Pop the Balloon, both the misguided casting decision and the offensive remarks, she felt vindicated in her long-held concerns. People I know and people I talk to have never been accused of or had to explain themselves for emojis or things they said on live TV, she said, referring to Johnny's infamous gorilla emoji tweet directed at Big Brother winner Taylor Hale just months earlier. That tweet alone had sparked accusations of racism, and Johnny's subsequent apology did little to calm the uproar. Now, Sarah saw a pattern. He's done that twice in less than 6 months, she noted. Clearly, this wasn't a one-off lapse. In judgment, for Sarah, it was a dangerous pattern of behavior. To understand the outrage, consider the rising expectations for reality TV personalities. Once, fans tuned in purely for the drama. Today, audiences expect ethics, respect, and social awareness, especially when the cast crosses lines of race, gender, or age. Johnny's alleged slurs on Pop the Balloon violated every modern standard, and viewers demanded accountability. Some even called for legal action or punitive measures from the networks. Meanwhile, Sarah's voice amplified the call. If a once-beloved reality icon behaves like this, let him face the consequences. But was there ever real doubt about the outcome? Sarah doesn't think so. It would be one thing if you were a 25-year-old guy going out and doing that. It's like, okay, this guy needs time to grow up and mature, she explained. Dude, what are you doing? By this point, she argued, Johnny is old enough to know better, old enough to choose his words carefully, and old enough to stay off shows clearly not suited to his style. His attempt to reinvent himself on Pop, The balloon, she said, was destined to backfire. On the Brain Candy podcast, Sarah paused to reflect on the humanity behind the headlines. She stressed she isn't out to see Johnny fail. She simply wants people to be exposed for who they truly are. In her view, audiences deserve authenticity, unfiltered and unedited. For years, reality TV editing has smoothed over conflicts, reshaped storylines, and cast Johnny as the charismatic antagonist fans love to boo. But now, Sarah believes viewers are seeing the real Johnny Devenanzio, a man whose off-camera attitudes match his on-camera bravado, and whose jokes reveal deeper biases. That's why Sarah is gratified by the backlash. Viewers who remember Johnny's golden age bananas highlights, sneak attacks, last-second saves, gleeful betrayals are now scratching their heads. The same man who once thrilled fans with gameplay is alienating them with offensive remarks. What makes you think that's worth your airtime? Sarah asked in disbelief. As the debate rages on social media, late-night talk shows have picked up the story, and talk radio hosts are weighing in on whether Johnny's career has reached its fiery conclusion. Yet there remains a question of redemption. Will Johnny Bananas attempt an apology tour, or will he double down on his antics? In recent days, he posted a brief statement on Instagram, expressing regret for any hurt caused, but stopping short of naming the remarks or taking full responsibility. Social media commentators seized on the ambiguity, calling it a half apology and demanding a more thorough mea culpa. Sarah, for her part, remains unconvinced. "We've been down that road," she said. "It's always, oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke." No, not anymore. Meanwhile, Netflix is reportedly in damage control mode. According to insiders, the streaming giant is reviewing the live show format, considering stricter vetting of high-profile guests and debating retroactive editing of the episode. Some suggest the offending segments could be cut from future streams, akin to how networks have self-censored controversial ads. Others worry that such edits erase evidence of Johnny's behavior, robbing the public of the chance to judge for themselves. Behind the scenes, former challenge contestants have weighed in. Aniza Ferreira tweeted, "After everything I saw, and I popped the balloon. Johnny Bananas doesn't deserve another shot on television." Tori Dill posted a TikTok calling for other reality stars to stand in solidarity with contestants who felt harassed. Evelyn Smith, a casting director for multiple reality franchises, remarked anonymously to an entertainment outlet, "Johnny was always a ratings magnet, but the days of letting controversy boost views are fading. There's a real risk networks will blacklist him now." In that context, Sarah's insistence that Johnny has dug himself a grave resonates powerfully. The modern reality landscape is more crowded, more critical, and more socially conscious than ever. One viral misstep can cost a star lucrative sponsorships, speaking engagements, and yes, future casting calls. Evidence of this exists. Last year, a prominent reality couple lost their partnership with a major beauty brand after offensive tweets. Resurfaced. Another former contestant saw their spin-off show cancelled within weeks of a public scolding. For Johnny, the stakes are equally high. Still, the question of personal growth lingers. Even as Sarah and her co-host dissect Johnny's failures, they acknowledge that people can change. On Brain Candy, they revisited Johnny's early days on the challenge, a time when, despite his scheming, fans admired his physical prowess and competitive spark. They wondered whether that same tenacity could be redirected toward genuine introspection and apology. Could Johnny ever evolve beyond the persona that made him famous? Or has his reputation become irreparably tarnished? Sarah's final assessment was stark. "I am not someone who's out here wanting people to fail," she said. "But if you choose to behave this way, you must face the music." In the days since the Pop the Balloon incident, we've seen petitions circulate, a trending hashtag calling for bananas banished, and speculation that Johnny may pivot to podcasts or independent content, a last refuge for reality stars who fall out of favor with major networks. As this saga unfolds, one thing is certain: the landscape of reality TV is changing. No longer can contestants rely solely on shock value or ruthless gameplay to stay relevant. Today's audiences demand authenticity coupled with accountability. They are quick to champion diversity and slow to forgive insensitive remarks. And They hold stars, especially those with decades of screen time, in higher moral regard. For Johnny Bananas, the choice now is clear. Apologize fully and commit to genuine personal growth, or face the prospect of being left behind. And for Sarah Rice, who has moved on to hosting and personal ventures, the controversy is a cautionary tale. Respect your platform, honor your audience, and remember that words have power, both on and off camera. We will continue to follow this story from any further statements Johnny makes to Netflix's response and the industry's evolving standard. That's it. Will Sarah Rice's call for accountability ring true across reality TV? Will Johnny find redemption, or will he indeed see the end of his televised reign? Only time will tell. Thank you for staying with us through this in-depth look at the fallout from Johnny Bananas' Pop the Balloon appearance and Sarah Rice's fervent response. We appreciate your company tonight, and we invite you to stay tuned for more breaking news and behind-the-scenes analysis of the entertainment world. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and good night.